Chapter 5 review, question number 7a. Write 8 to the power 5 over 3 in a radical form. So to write it in a radical form, we use this as radical symbol. You can write the 3 in the cap, that means that is the 8, cube root of 8. And then outside you can put 5, that means this 5 as a power you're going to use. And this 3 you're going to use as a cube root. So this is the answer of our first question A, radical form. So this is a radical form. Now we're going to simplify. To simplify, we're going to find out the cube root of 8. And cube root of 8 is 2. And 2 to the power 5 is going to be 32. So the simplification is 32. Now for number 8, we have a given function square root of x. Write a rule gx given the transformation. That first thing you want to do is that reflection over the x-axis. That means that you're going to write square root of x and you multiply the front number by -1. Next thing is going to be, it is vertical stretch by 3. So the next thing is that -3 times square root x. And the next step is shift it by 2 and shift up by 5. So shift right means that you're going to have x minus 2. Shift up means that you're going to plus 5 outside. So the final answer is going to be -3 square root x minus 2 plus 5. And that's going to be your final answer. You did it step by step. Whatever comes first, that step you're going to do first, and then the next one, and then the next one. Now let's do number 5. You're going to find the inverse of fx equals -5 over x minus 1. Then you're going to graph and label the function and its inverse. You must show at least 2 points on each graph. To find the inverse, you're going to, first step is to set the fx as y. And then you're going to switch x and y. So the x becomes y and y becomes x. Now the next step is to solve for y. To solve for y means that you're going to have a y by itself. So you're going to first of all add 1 on both sides. You got x plus 5, x plus 1 equals -1 over 5 times y. Now the next step is going to be multiply -5 on both sides, so that the 5 and 5 cancel, 1 and 1 cancel. So you got here is -5x minus 5 equals y. We call this as a gx. So the gx, that is inverse of fx, is -5x minus 5. Now you have two functions. One is the gx, that is inverse, and the other one is fx, that is original function. We found the inverse and we have original function. The next step is asking us to graph and label the function and its inverse. So we're going to graph the original function and its inverse. Original function is fx, and we are going to follow the mx plus b rule, where the y-intercept is -1. So here is the y-intercept. And then the slope is 1 over 5. So you're going to rise 1 over 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is my next point. Or 1 down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is my next point. I connect these points and I got the graph for fx, which is a line graph. Now we are going to graph the gx. For gx, you're going to start from the y-intercept negative 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is my negative 5. And my slope is going to be negative 5 over 1. So you're going to go up 5 over 1 on the negative side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1. So this is my next point. And from here, follow the same pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1. Remember, rise over run. Rise over run. And that's going to be your line graph. So again, we're going to graph the fx and gx using mx plus b formula, where b is going to be our y-intercept and rise over run is our slope. So up 1 over 5 in this case, up 1 over 5, because it's a negative slope, so it's going to fall from left to right. Both of them have a negative slope. For gx, the y-intercept is negative 5 and it's going to rise 5 over 1, but on the negative side. Next, we are going to do question number 10 and simplify this using exponent properties. So first thing we are going to do is take the 1 over 4 outside of the bracket, and we got here is 5 over 4. So this 1 over 4 goes outside and multiplied with 5 and becomes 5 divided by 4. And now we are going to simplify the inside. 48 divided by 3, and that's going to be 16. 5 over 4. We are going to separate 5 over 4 again, and we got here is 1 over 4 times 5, which means that we are going to solve 16 to the power 1 over 4, or in other words, we're going to get the fourth root of 16. So the fourth root of 16 is going to be 2, and 2 to the power 5 is 32. Question number 11. We are going to separate the 27. Cube root of 27, cube root of x to the power 3, x to the power 3, and x. And then we have a cube root of y to the power 12 times y to the power 2. You know that the cube root of 27, cube root of 27 is 3. Cube root and cube cancel for this x, and you get the 1x out. And for this x, and then you want 1x out. But you have here is cube root of 1x inside. So this x remains inside. Now we break the y to the power 14 as y to the power 12 times y to the power 2. Total is 14. Now 12 divided by 3, you divide this number by the number outside. So 12 divided by 3, you got here is y to the power 4 outside, and inside you left with y square. So this y square remains inside. Y to the power 12 divided by 3 is y to the power 4. The numbers that are outside, we write them together in the front. That is 3x square, y to the power 4. And then the number inside we're left with is xy square. And that going to be your final answer. Next is number 12. Simplify 3 divided by 3 minus square root 2, where we're going to rationalize the denominator by using the conjugate of 3 minus square root 2. The conjugate of 3 minus square root 2 is 3 plus square root 2 that we're going to divide and multiply. And on the top we got 3 times 3 plus square root 2. On the bottom we have two factors, 3 minus square root 2 times 3 plus square root 2. So we're going to apply a minus b times a plus b. So a minus b times a plus b is a square minus b square. So that's going to be 3 square minus 2 square root 2 square. 3 times 3 plus square root 2. 3 square is 9. Square and square root cancel. So you got here is 9 minus 2. So on the top you got 9 plus 3 times square root 2 divided by 7. So in that way we were able to remove the square root from the bottom by using the conjugate and multiply top and bottom. So for number 3, when we are going to simplify or add two radicals, they should be like terms in the front. So it means that this should be should have a y in front, and they should have a same index, same radical, and inside also should be same numbers inside the radical symbol. If we can do that, if we can make this one look like same outside number and same inside, then we can add or subtract. And this one is 2 in the front, and you have here is cube root of 27, x to the third times x, and cube root of y cube. 3y, and for x to the power 4, we break it into x to the power 3 and x to the power 1. Cube root of 27 is 3. Cube and cube root cancel, one x out, and the other x, that is this one, remain inside the cube root. So this one is inside the cube root. Cube root and cube cancel, so the y is outside of the cube root. Plus 3y, cube and cube root cancel, and 1x is out. Other x, this one will remain inside of the cube root. We write all the numbers that are without the cube root in the front. So that's going to be negative 6 times x times y. So that's going to be negative 6x times y cube root of 3 plus 3xy or yx, same thing, and cube root of x. Now they are like terms, and now we can subtract them. Negative 6 plus 3 is going to be 3xy cube root of x. So it's negative 3xy cube root of x. Next is question number 14, where we're going to solve for x, and you're going to check your solution. To solve square root of 30 minus x equals x, we need to remove the square root. And to remove the square root, we're going to take square on both sides. So 30 minus x equals x. Take square on both sides. This is cancel. 30 minus x equals x squared. And when you make it into one equation, you got x squared plus x minus 30. So it just seems like that you're adding x on both sides and negative 30 on both sides. So this equation becomes x squared plus x minus 30. The two factors you're going to get out of this, when you multiply, you get negative 30. And when you add them, you got 1 is going to be x plus 6 times x minus 5. You can always apply the cross method, and then the two x values are going to be x equals -6, x equals 5. Now you're going to check this solution if this is the right answer, or which one is the right answer. So first I'm going to check is -6. So 30 minus -6 equals -6, which is 36 square root equals -6, which is not true. Square root of 36 should be +6. Next we're going to check is if 5 is our right answer. So that's going to be 30 minus 5 equals 5. So square root of 25 equals 5. So that's going to be your right answer, 5, and not -6. For number 15, you're going to take a cube on both sides to get rid of the cube. So you're going to take a cube here, and cube root cancel. You find the 5x plus 1 equals -64. Minus 1 on both sides. You got 5x equals -65. And when you divide with 5, you get x equals -13. Now we're going to check that if it's the right answer by plugging it into the given equation. And that's going to be 5 times -13 plus 1 to the 1/3 equals -4. And there's going to be -65 plus 1 to the power 1/3. -64, cube root of -64. We know that is -4, and which is equal to each other. So that's going to be true. So we are going to separate the radical symbol for number 16. So we're going to do is add square root x plus 13 on both sides. And what we got here is square root 3x minus 3 equals square root x plus 13. Now we're going to take square on both sides so that we can get rid of the square root symbol here. So square root, and square cancel. 3x minus 3 equals x plus 13. You add 3 on both sides. You get 3x equal x plus 16 minus x on both sides. You got 2x equals 16. Divide with 2. X should be equals 8. Now we're going to check if x equals 8 is the right answer by plugging it into the given equation. And the given equation is 3 times 8 minus 3 negative 8 plus 13, and that should be equal to 0. And let's see if that is equal to 0. 24 minus 3 minus 13 plus 8 is 21. And that's going to be square root 21 minus square root 21. And that's going to be equal to 0. So that is true. So x equals 8 is your solution.